The White House led to an opportunity of a lifetime for one very talented artist. And she had the White House to herself. Meet the woman who worked with the First Lady to create the first family's Christmas card. So maybe you are rushing out to the mail to send out the last of your holiday greeting cards. The First Family has already mailed theirs, 1.5 million of them, to friends, family, and international dignitaries. This year, they chose a scene showing the historic White House room where Franklin Roosevelt calmed a worried nation with his fireside chats. The artist is Barbara Ernst Prey. She is an internationally known watercolorist whose subjects range from peaceful New England scenes to paintings of the International Space Station. We talked to her earlier. What was that like to get that phone call? Guess what? We would like you to paint the White House Christmas card.
It was an amazing, as you can imagine, just an amazing phone call. And I think I was so shocked. My response was, well, I don't think I can say no.
Yeah, I don't think you can say no to the White House, especially when they call, what, in March?
Right, because I planned ahead. It actually took about 6 months to do the painting.
Well, and I would like to look at the painting, and you can tell us about what you picked. From what I understand, it's unusual. They usually have an oil painting, and as we mentioned, you're a watercolorist.
Right. Mrs. Bush had for a number of years, she'd had oil painters, and she wanted to switch and do watercolors, and she likes the way my watercolors are very strong colors. And we also changed the format. It was a vertical, and this year it's a horizontal.
Oh, interesting.
Card.
And as I understand it, you kind of had free reign to run around the White House grounds with your sketch pad.
Right. I mean, it really is. The commission was an artist's dream. I was able to paint the South Lawn, and I actually had to get off because the president was landing with his helicopter. And I did the front, and I was able to walk through all the rooms in the White House. And
so you've described the process of you would paint, and Mrs. Bush would look at the paintings, and you edit it down. What was it like to have Laura Bush as your boss on this project?
You know, it was, as you can imagine, it was pretty scary. I was a little nervous. I wouldn't say scary, but
had you ever met her before?
I had. She's familiar with my work. I had met her before, and they have one of my paintings in the private residence. So she did know my work, but still, you're working for the First Lady of the United States. Right, and the card, you know, is going out to major heads of state. I did a number of sketches. I did 5 different rooms, and then presented her with them, and she really liked the diplomatic reception room, which is just a wonderful room. It's warm, it's cozy, it has wonderful color, and that's what she ended up going with.
Was she easy to work for?
She was so easy to work for.
Really?
I mean, and it was fun. She was easy to work for. She has a great sense of humor, and it was just a really fun project. I wish it had gone on a little, for a little longer.
And so I have to ask you, it's such a big deal to send out the White House Christmas card, but what do you send out for your own Christmas card after that?
Well, I'll be honest, I actually had to use an image that I've used a couple of years ago, maybe 6 years ago, as my Christmas card, so hopefully everyone has gotten it, doesn't remember.
There's a rerun.
There's a rerun.
Coming from the Prey household.
Yeah. At least it got out.
Things were a little bit busy.
Right.
They should understand.
Right.
And your next project with NASA?
I had just done a painting of the International Space Station before I did this, and now I've been commissioned by NASA to do a painting to commemorate the Columbia tragedy, which will be in February. So that's another big project in itself.
Clearly not the last we've heard from you. Look forward to seeing that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, and happy holidays to you.
Too.
Barbara Ernst Prey. If you're one of the lucky 1.5 million to get a Christmas card, you will see her work from the White House.